Hey everyone, it's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And you're watching Horrorland News. Alright, so coming up, we've got a bit of a short week again. Lots of stuff went wrong last week.
It was a full moon.
Yeah, we're going to blame a full moon.
Yep.
Alex and I are taking another week off from Things We Hate It, so if you need an episode, we did film one last week. Check it out. Worst horror sex scenes. We giggled a lot making it. Coming
Love
up,
scenes.
Right. He had to title it Love Scenes, but it's sex scenes. Let's be honest, there was no love there. Maybe the swamping.
There was plenty of love in Basket Case, too.
That's true. Okay. Well, let's not give away all our picks. Okay. So, coming up this week, slow week, on Wednesday, we're going to release our review for the movie X by A24. Mm-hmm. We loved it. Spoiler.
Yeah, it's going to be a full spoiler review as we always do, so make sure you go see it. And then come back and watch our review. Mm-hmm.
And make sure you stay to the end. There is an after credit scene
that
is amazing.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
Just stay.
I'm very excited for all the possibilities of X.
Nobody, I guess because it wasn't a Marvel movie, everybody left the theater, so we were the only ones left that saw it. And it's worth seeing.
I was like, haha, you suckers.
Mm-hmm. I hope that it's...
Marvel treated
I hope they follow through with it. Let's say that.
All right, so let's move on to TV Roundup.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
And we're going to start with Severance. We started
it. God.
We love it. I want every day to be Friday so I could have more episodes.
How many episodes did we binge the first time?
I think there were 5 out.
There was 5?
Yeah.
Okay,
so we watched all 5 of them and then got very sad. And then Friday came and we were like, yes! And then the end of that episode came and we were sad again.
So I mentioned this when we were watching it, and like it reminded me of what happened to us when we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Right.
Where it was great. Then you hit a brick wall.
Should have waited until all the episodes were out. But everybody was talking about it. We didn't want to get spoiled by seeing anything.
No, I loved the concept immediately, and I had to see
this.
Amazing. So
it's amazing. And I love the interactions between Christopher Walken and what's his
John
face?
Turturro.
Yeah, oh my god.
Unexpected for sure.
It's amazing.
But it is amazing.
I'm rooting so hard. Alright, so moving on from what's already out to what's coming up. Resident Evil TV show is going to be premiering on Netflix. They've given it a date of July 14th.
Hopefully,
the movie sucked.
There hasn't been a good track record, even the little animation ones that Capcom has made, I have personally found terrible because...
Did you watch the animated one they made? Is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah, it's like Inferno or something, I think it's called, or it has some name like that, and it was okay. I mean, I guess it stuck more to the lore, but... I don't know. As far as live action goes, I wasn't a fan. So.
No, the movie was bad. He'll link to our review, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be right up
we brought in our friend Aaron to help us review it because he's a video game nerd. We did not care for it.
No.
But I have high hopes for this because, like we were talking about a little while ago, is... With a TV show, you have more time to tell a story. And for something like Resident Evil... that might work better in its favor.
That's true, because in a game, you're playing like 18 hours, 14 hours. So yeah, if you were to tell that whole story, and I think this is telling a new story.
It is. What it is it takes place in the year 2036.
Oh, yeah, very much.
14 years after a deadly virus caused a global apocalypse, Jade Wesker fights for survival in a world overrun by the bloodthirsty, infected, and insane creatures. In this absolute carnage, Jade is haunted by her past in New Raccoon City, by her father's chilling connections to the Umbrella Corporation, but mostly by what happened to her sister Billy.
Ooh. Okay, so I have a couple questions.
I can't answer that.
No. And as we established in our review of the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie, was that I haven't kept up with the games in a while.
That's why we brought in Aaron.
Yep. So, are they now in the future? And is Jade Wesker's daughter? Or... I guess I'll find out when I watch the show. Because I am going to check it out. It's it's like Cowboy Bebop. I had to at least check it out, you know?
Yep. And the showrunner is Adam Dobb. He's writing and executive producing with Mary Leah Sutton.
Okay. That doesn't mean anything to
Yeah,
me, but, you know.
In case someone out there, it means something to them.
Hopefully they hired some fans that aren't just gonna, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this?
Yeah.
Like the movie was.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I'm down to try it out.
I am too, because I like zombie stuff, so I'll give it a shot.
What they need to do is they need to get the Korean producers of We're All Dead.
All of Us Are Dead.
All of Us Are Dead.
Yeah, oh god, that shows. He can link you to our review of that. That was amazing.
They need to produce a Resident Evil. And you know what? Make it take place in Korea. I don't care.
Right, I don't care. It's just amazing.
It's just amazing.
Raccoon City or whatever. It could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
All right, so let's move on to Trailer Park. So both our trailers today are actually for video games. We had a couple video game trailers drop. The first one, a gameplay trailer, was released for Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. I used to do LRPG with a group of friends, and we did Vampire a couple of times, and it was fun. It was fun. Yes, I'm that nerd. We got it, but it was a social thing. We got it, you know. And
it is.
Our DM, he would give like extra points, experience points, if we would show up in costume for whoever our character was that we built. Yeah, it was amazing.
I'll bet you did that too.
I did. Why would I? Why would I not?
I've only played games like that once.
Oh, it was fun. We played a bunch of different ones, but Vampire I remember Vampire was really fun. And I have one of the original books from the 80s or whatever, because my aunt used to play it too. And she gave me her old book. But it's being produced by Nacon and Big Bad Wolf Studio. It's a narrative RPG, and it's heavily relying on player choices.
Oh, cool.
So the official synopsis is, when a surprise attack throws the vampires of Boston into chaos with countless dead or missing, the prince turns to those she can trust, Caleb, Leisha, and M. It will take their combined skills to find out the cause of the attack, investigate, question, and above all, protect the masquerade. Make choices that will define the future of Boston. And this game is now available. So this one's already out for PC and all gaming consoles.
Awesome.
Yep. So if you like RPGs, if you like Masquerade, if you played Vampire,
yeah, if you like a horror RPG is great. So that'd be cool.
Alright, so our next trailer is going to be for video game Quarry. And this sounds really cool, you guys.
Yeah,
so
I like this one.
It's from Supermassive Games, and it serves as a follow-up to their 2015 game, Until Dawn. So have any of you played that?
I haven't, but I've heard of it.
So here's what this game is. When the sun goes down on the last night of summer camp, 9 teenage counselors are plunged into an unpredictable night of horror. The only thing worse than the blood-drenched locals and creatures hunting them are the unimaginable choices you must make to help them survive. Play as each of the 9 camp counselors in a thrilling cinematic tale where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be the star of the show, or die before daylight comes. How will your story unfold?
Die. Definitely die.
Right. So the way that they've got this is you can play alone, all by yourself, or you can play with up to 7 other people online or whatever. But they've also got a movie mode where you don't have to play at all. You can just sit back, the computer will make all the choices, and you just watch it like you're watching a horror movie. Which is probably how I would play it.
Right. That could be interesting. I haven't seen that in a game before.
Right. I think that's amazing.
I like that.
Because I'm one of those people, I don't really like playing video games unless it's like Mario or Galaga. But I do like watching people play games. I lived with a house full of guys as roommates in DeKalb, and they used to play Halo. And I didn't like to play, but I liked watching them play.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Halo is a lot of fun.
So I don't like playing it, but I do. I like watching people play. So I would probably play in movie mode. But here's the other cool part about this is they've got a bunch of voice talents for this project from the horror genre, including David Arquette, Lynn Shay, Ted Raimi, Lance Hendrickson, Ethan Suplee, and Grace Zabiskie.
Yeah. What a cast.
Right. And then the other stars that aren't really known for horror, some of them have done it, but they're not known for it. Brenda Song, Justice Smith, and Ariel Winter, and a whole bunch of other people. But those are the 3 big names that I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Right. And from the trailer, like, they've animated them to look like the part.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where the voice actors are, it's kind of like a starring role for them. They probably motion captured and everything.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested. When your brother, because his brother is a video game collector, so when your brother gets this, I'm going to want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I might have to do that one. What I thought was kind of cool, I was like watching the trailer, and like I like the way that David Arquette looks like Dewey. This guy's a cop, you know, like, and I'm like, we're okay.
I mean, I would play always as Dewey. That's the character I would play as, for sure. Or whoever Ethan Suplee is, I would play as him too.
I think it's time that they make a Scream video game. Come on, guys. Where's it at?
All right, so let's move on to our news. And the first thing we're going to talk about is a new one-shot comic from Dynamic Entertainment has been released. It's called The Death of Elvira.
What?
It's in honor of Elvira's 40th anniversary, which we reported on a while ago. And it's got a bunch of various covers released with it as well. So collect them all, I guess.
Yes.
It's written by David Avallone, who did Elvira Meets Vincent Price. Artist Sylvia Califano, who did Elvira in Horrorland. And the cover artists are Dave Acosta and John Royal. And it's going to be set at Elvira's wake, and there's going to be a bunch of monsters and friends and stuff gathering and reminiscing about her life and all of that. However, her killer may also be in attendance. So basically it's a whodunit, and you try to figure out who killed Elvira. I'm interested.
Right, all right.
I'm interested.
I had no idea there was so many Elvira comic books. That's news to me. Yeah. I was not aware of that.
I knew.
But,
I'm not big into comics, but there's certain ones that catch my attention, so. All right, so let's move on. Courtney Cox has signed up for Scream 6, which we know already got greenlit right away. I wish she hadn't. I hope this is the end of Gale Weathers. I hope that if Neve Campbell does sign up, that this is the end of Sydney. I think a requel was fine. They did it. They'll have their sequel to their requel. And then I think it's time for a hard reboot of the series, because we've kind of really run out of story with our legacy characters. And I'm sorry, I just don't care about any of the new ones.
I think it kind of hit a brick wall, and I think that, what is Gale without Dewey? Like, let's say that. Unless she's just going to be in a little small part where they just cut to her on the news.
Getting killed on the news, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Getting killed live on air.
Which could happen. But yeah, where else are they going to go with these characters? Like, they've already kind of messed it up, and I just don't. I think they should have their swan song. Maybe that's what she wants.
I think it should be, if they're gonna do this, make it a Blaze of Glory movie.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Was Dewey didn't get to go out in a blaze of glory,
burn it all to the ground.
Anything.
Right, that's the saddest part.
It was just
he should
awful.
have a way
it was
cooler
just
death.
Stupid.
Way cooler.
And I just feel, I know he's older and everything, but it just feels like he should have been able to know better than that.
Right.
But anyways, yeah.
I hate that movie. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I'd be
so mad.
I'd be fine if they killed him off. I'd be fine if they didn't. I guess it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it because I love Scream, and I'm going to see anything Scream. I just will, but I'm not happy about it.
No, to me, I think this is their opportunity to fix what they
I don't even think they need to fix it. I think let them have their sequel to their requel.
Well,
let them do whatever their plan is. End it, and then the next people, not these people, but the next people who take it, hard reboot. Just whole new story. And this Ghostface can be the killer. You don't even have to reference that Westboro ever happened. It can be a whole new story about the themes of modern horror.
You mean like the TV series tried to do?
Exactly. Which brings us, first, before we go to our next story, I just want to say the release date for Scream 6 has been set for March 31st, 2023.
Which seems awfully quick.
Yeah, it coming out that soon in a year, basically, I don't have high hopes.
But remember, Scream 2 did come out the very next year.
But they came off of a good movie. They had the same...
Everybody came back, Wes Craven, everything, so...
Anyway, let's move on to our next story, which is also Scream related. So the showrunners of the Scream TV series from season 2, Michael Gans and Richard Register, have come out in an interview and have basically given us what their pitch was for seasons 3 and 4 if they had gotten to do it their way. So what happened is and I'm going to go over what the pitch was because it's amazing and I'm very upset that we were deprived of this.
I've not heard this yet, by the way.
But what happened was they did this pitch. Weinstein Company was completely behind them with it. MTV executives, however, thought that it would upset fans, that it would get too meta, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Scream too meta.
Right.
Like, do you not understand what this series is? Fans of Scream are expecting meta. Mm-hmm. Whoever it was at MTV that made that decision and didn't give us the following 2 seasons I'm about to describe and instead gave us that horrible Halloween movie and then a season 3 out of hell, like, fuck MTV. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Some of these executives just, they need to consult people who are fans of the material that they're in charge of.
Know what they're doing.
Or something. And
which
like,
is these 2 guys. Because Gans and Register have both, they said they're super fans of Scream. It's their dream to do something with Scream. They missed out on getting to be a part of the first season, but then they came on and were showrunners from season 2, and then they also did the Halloween movie. If they'd had their way, Kieran would not have died in the Halloween movie because they had plans for him in season 3 and 4, as you'll find out.
Let's hear it.
All right, so this is directly from the pitch. In the wake of season 2's revelation that Kieran was the killer, the 3rd season of Scream would have found Emma trying to escape her hometown and distance herself from the surviving members of the Lakewood Six. The infamy that the killings have brought the group has unnerved our heroine, inspiring a desire to reinvent herself and head off to college. Unfortunately, the murders start up again, dragging her back into Lakewood.
Of course.
In the meantime, Noah is seeing ghostly visions of Zoe. Noah and Ghost Zoe discuss the killings. I paraphrased there because they described who she was, but I would hope you know Zoe was the girl that he hooked up with in season 2.
Right.
Noah and Ghost Zoe discuss the killings, the potential killers, and the very nature of evil. This creates the concern that Noah may be losing his grip on reality and that his conversations with Zoe may be a son of Sam listening to his neighbor's dog type of situation. Was he mad and had he killed everyone because of that? Brooke begins losing her mind as well in the aftermath of season 2. She and Audrey begin an affair, which sends her boyfriend Stavos spiraling. We wonder if these 3, who are somehow clinging together in a 3-way relationship, are somehow involved as a murdering trio, adding a 3rd killer to the classic 2-killer Scream legacy. Meanwhile, it's been figured out that someone was doing the killings at Kieran's bidding. The only person he's going to tell what's going on is Emma. She comes in, they have a face-to-face, all while people are dying. So they're in a race against time to stop it all from happening, and while she's sitting with them during these conversations, Kieran would reveal how he and Piper had pulled off all the previous murders, juxtaposed with flashbacks of how it actually happened. Kieran would eventually escape prison, becoming a threat to our heroes yet again. Brandon James would also have been introduced in the story, being alive and well, stalking our characters from the shadows. He isn't necessarily presented as a murderer, but he understands what it means to be inextricably linked to murder, which allows for a strange bond to form between he and Emma. As the season would have barreled toward its conclusion, the killer would have started knocking off all of our favorite characters: Brooke, Stavo, Emma's mother Maggie, Sheriff Acosta, and even Audrey. Wow. During the 2-part season finale, the last characters standing would have been Emma, Noah, and the escaped Kieran, all facing off with one another in an abandoned farmhouse just outside of Lakewood. Noah is killed, but Emma gets the drop on Kieran and finally kills him. Then, as Kieran is shown dead in a pool of his own blood, cut! Pull back to reveal that they're on the set of Scream, the television series. The actors hug and mentions of the rap party are made. Amadeus Serafini, the actor who plays Kieran, walks into his dressing room and is killed again. For real this time.
Ooh.
All of that is just season 3.
That's
you
awesome.
guys.
That's awesome.
So
so that's how season 3 would have ended.
That's how season 3 would have ended.
Okay.
So the 4th season would have carried on with this meta approach, spinning a tale where the actors from the show play themselves. Willa Fitzgerald, Bex Taylor-Klaus, and John Carnell all track a real-life version of the Lakewood Six that was stolen and woven into the series by a desperate original writer. A killer in an original Ghostface mask, obsessed with the Scream franchise, would begin attacking various folks involved with the entire Scream entertainment universe, whether they're writers, directors, producers, actors, etc. And yes, this would have opened the door for actors from the original film franchise to make appearances on the show, guest starring as themselves, all as the cast of the Scream TV series would be attempting to determine who is behind the slate of real-life murders as the body count continues to rise.
Now, that sounds awesome, but I want to say that I do believe, and I'm not sure if I said it in the review or not, but I know we talked about this, where I said I think that that's where Scream 5 should have went, was they should have made it super meta like New Nightmare. And they should have had them play themselves and all that stuff. So I'm glad to see that somebody did dawn on them to do that.
Yep.
I think that's perfect for Scream.
Of course it is, because it's a Wes Craven thing. He again, like you said, he already did that in New Nightmare. So
do it in Scream. It fits better, really, than... Well, actually, New Nightmare was genius, so...
I loved New
Yeah,
Nightmare.
I did too. But you could definitely do that with Scream. And I can see why Wes Craven may not have wanted to do that, because he already did that, but now that other people are taking over, I say it's time to do it.
Yep.
I love that idea. I think that's great.
Exactly. It would have been amazing TV.
Right.
A quote from Gans was, the idea was to blow the walls off of a television show and make it go super meta. That whole idea of the ending that was then you could pull out and all be from the Scream universe, the real Scream universe, the actual actors from it, and the writers, and the producers, and the crew who had made the original Scream movies were available to the story. The killer would have been someone who was obsessed with Scream, who was stalking the cast.
Because I don't understand this, but a lot of the fan base that I follow, it seems like they don't like the Scream series. They like season 3 because it keeps the same mask and stuff. I loved season 1 and 2. And
season 3 is stupid. And that's just my personal opinion.
It is, and she's seen it more than I have. I only watched it once and I was out. But
I gave it a couple chances. It didn't grow on me upon multiple viewings.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. And I can see I would have been upset when they killed off Audrey, but then once they revealed that it was, all part of a show, I would have loved that. I would absolutely love that. And then they could have done season 4 and then just could have bailed out after that, honestly.
And it sounds like that's what they wanted to do, was just season 3 and 4, and then they were going to be done. And whoever at MTV was like, fans wouldn't like that. Fuck you. I'm a huge fan of Scream, and I would have loved that.
And what I like about it even best is that it ties it all to... Right now, the Scream series is like not part of the universe. No one ever talks about it. It's not related. But that would have tied it all in. It would have made sense why the mask was different, why the characters were different, why it wasn't Westboro. It was kind of like Stab, really.
Right.
It's like Stab, the TV series.
Exactly. Everybody who's like, I wish they made real Stab. Well, they did. It's called Scream, the TV series.
Kind of, yeah. Exactly. And if they were really smart, that's how they would have revealed it as a TV series. So Stab the show or Stab the movie, whatever they want to do. But yeah, that would have been cool.
Fuck you, MTV.
Somewhere there's an alternate universe where this really happened and we got our Catwoman movie that Tim Burton wanted to make.
I wish we lived in that universe.
Somewhere.
Alright, so that's it for the news. Let's move on to our indie film spotlight.
My advice to young filmmakers, make a movie every week. Make films, no matter what anybody says, and you'll
This
be a filmmaker.
week I have chosen for you Nightfall. I found it on the Alter YouTube channel, which again, Alter is a channel that just plays a bunch of movies from a bunch of different filmmakers, all horror related, so they make my job super easy.
It's a fun channel to browse through.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot of really good content. This one is a little bit longer than the ones we've been talking about. It's at 13 and a half minutes. The thumbnail is what got me on this one, because there's a girl with like half her face missing, and I was like, okay.
You know what though? I watched it though, and I was entertained. I didn't find it super slow.
Good characters. They did what they were supposed to do. I do wish that there was more, because it was so good, the makeup. I do wish there was more of it and more blood. Just more blood and gore. Because a lot of the kills were off screen.
Yeah, well, when you're on a low budget,
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But that's the only complaint I have, is just give me more of it.
Right.
Really.
Right. probably put their whole thing into that death, you know, because that was kind of the important death, really. That's the one
the
that,
first
like,
one,
yeah,
sets the
sets the mood.
But the other guy, like the guy that was like in love with her or whatever, we don't even see him get attacked, really.
No. In fact, I honestly had to rewind it and watch it back again to be like, did I miss what happened to him?
Nope, you're just left to assume. Which, again, budgets and stuff.
Oh, he's dead,
get
for
it.
sure.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He didn't make it out alive.
He didn't make it. We get the implication.
Yeah, he died.
We get it.
He died.
It also had really good cinematography.
It did, yeah.
The opening, very first shot, there's this car that's like driving along the cliff, and there's like clouds right here. And I was like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, definitely
But
a
it's
drone
gorgeous.
shot, but I mean,
Gorgeous.
as far as I can tell, they did it themselves, and they got that shot. So it could be stock footage, but I'm gonna assume that they made it themselves.
Yeah,
so.
whoever did it it's a great shot. It's an amazing shot.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic shot. Very cinematic.
So yeah, it's a slow burn. It's, I believe, a creature feature from what we've got to kind of see of it.
Right.
It takes place, here, I'll just read what they say about it.
Okay.
Fall of 1998, a group of teenagers hang out together after school. Ryan's parents are gone and his house is free. They drink, smoke, watch a ratty old VHS tape, and get closer and closer to each other. But as unexpected emotions start to reveal themselves, the teens start to separate. They soon realize they are not alone, and something inhuman is outside, picking them off one by one.
Which, by the way, that videotape they're watching is Faces of Death.
Yeah, it is.
Every kid in the 90s, I guarantee, smuggled that tape at some point.
I know.
And had to see it.
I know. The minute I saw the TV, and they were putting in a VHS, I was like, "Oh, this is a time period piece. This is not modern day."
I thought they were just being, "Oh, we found this old videotape. How do you play it?" And that was my thought. And they, you know,
dude had a Walkman and everything.
Yeah, no, I figured it out as it went on, but I was like, okay.
Although it might have been a Discman, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't see if it was a Walkman or Discman. Either way,
the people watching this probably don't know what either was. Now
it was amazing.
I like to think we have a mature audience.
Right, and the little necklace, she has the choker, the black choker she was wearing. Every girl in the 90s had. I had a bunch of them, a bunch of different colors. Yep. So it was a little bit nostalgia for me watching it. I was looking at all the background stuff.
Yeah, because you have to remember, okay, so this is before the internet. If you wanted to see weird shit, you couldn't just dial it up anywhere.
You had to share videotapes with your friends.
You had to find these videotapes and share them and stuff. Like, it's so funny because I'm currently watching Pam and Tommy, and it's the same way. It's like, how do you distribute a videotape, you know?
Oh, they did.
They did. Oh, yeah. So they figured it out in the 90s, guys, especially once the internet was... Man, that show really takes me back to the
internet. They figured it out in, like, 1800s. It was called pamphlets. Word will get out. Like, people... Shit talk will get out.
I mean, yeah, you just walk up to people, you want to see some weird shit?
Yeah, that's all it is. The internet, it was pamphlets, and then it was videotapes, and now it's the internet. That's all.
I guess back in the day, the internet was the guy on the street selling the bootleg tapes, you know?
Oh my god. So yeah, Nightfall, it's a fun watch. It's entertaining.
It
it
very
doesn't
well done.
drag.
No.
You're interested in the characters because you know these kids.
And you know what? Go and watch this. I'll leave the link in the description below. If you like it, definitely give them a like, subscribe to their page. But also, the first comment, which might be pinned to the top, is from the director. Tell him you liked it. I think he'd appreciate that.
Yeah. He did a good job. So the director was Jake Sanders, and the writers were Jake Sanders and Jeff Solomon. Claire was played by Carolyn Bailey, Ryan by Ian Wells, Stacy Natalie Vu, Jerry was Chase Mellinger, and the creature was played by Jacob Hamilton.
Someone's got to play the creature.
I like playing the creature.
Yeah, you played the creature a couple times.
I was Krampus. Is amazing. All right. So, yep, check out Nightfall. Check out Alter as well, because you'll find probably a lot of the other movies we'll be talking about. If you know of an indie film, or if you released an indie film that you would like us to talk about, please let us know down in the comments. While you're down there, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when we post stuff.
Yep, we got that review of X coming out right around the corner, guys.
Yep. Oh, so, I love that movie.
Thanks for watching. I guess this is the end of our show today. I think I've said enough, so I'm going to shut up now.
All right. Have a good night, good fight.
What's happening? is it we actually do here?
It's important your eyes be kind. Do you know how to make your eyes kind?